Namaste yogis. All right, today for you I have a very flow-based class. So this is intended to help you if you've been feeling a little bit stir crazy like I have. So I think we're all at home a lot lately, whether you are working at home on the computer all day, dealing with the stresses of work, feeling cabin fever because you're stuck inside your house a lot, if you are raising young kids and you guys are always together, like me and my kids, if you're attempting to homeschool your kids, I feel you. So in these cases, I don't know about you, but I need to move my body. I want to flow with it. So this is going to be a creative flow practice. We're not going to do a lot of long holding. At the end, we'll come down for some grounded stretching to balance it all out. But at first, we're going to be really moving and flowing. So I invite you to put on your favorite music playlist and just enjoy and have fun with it. I can't play music for you because of copyright issues, of course. So you put on your favorite tunes, and I hope you enjoy this practice. Okay, yogis, let's flow. So in terms of props, you might like to have a folded blanket. I'm sitting on one. Folded blanket or even a folded towel that you have around your house. Also, if you have a yoga block, that's ideal, but you could substitute with a large book. You could substitute with a can, like a food can. That would work too. Something that could lift the floor up for you that you could put your hand onto to stabilize. All right, so start with a nice tall seat. Feel the legs relax down, feel the crown of the head lift. You can close your eyes or keep them open, whatever you are most comfortable with. And with an inhale, shrug your shoulders way up towards your ears, and exhale, roll them down your back. And then do it again, deep inhale, shrugging shoulders up. Exhale, feel the heart lift as the shoulder blades slide down the ribs. One more time, breathe in, lift the shoulders, sides of your waist lengthen. And exhale, keep all the length, just relax the shoulders. Excellent. From there, let your right ear come down towards its shoulder. And then let the chin release towards your chest. Roll your left ear up towards its shoulder. And then do that again. So some gentle half circling with the head. Stretching through the neck. Feel the spine stay lifted nice and tall. Make sure that your shoulders don't collapse forward. It's just the chin rolling forward, not the heads of the shoulders. And then if it's comfortable, you can take the head back, but feel like you are lifting and lengthening the back of your neck. If you do choose to rotate your head back at all. So I'd say 3 to 4 times one direction with the circles. And then go 3 to 4 times the other way. Again, feeling that lifting and lengthening out of the back of the neck so you're not letting the weight of the skull lean back and cause pinching in the back of the neck. Stay long there. When the chin meets the sternum, lift your gaze. Good. So from there, let's come on to our hands and knees. Find table position. Knees are underneath hips, wrists are underneath shoulders. Now with your inhale, let the belly soften down, draw the heart forward and look up, so you're in your cow pose. And then exhale, round your back, push the floor away and hang your head for cat. Do it again, deep inhale, draw the chest forward, look upward. And then exhale, round your back, lift your navel to spine. Keep moving with your breath. And I invite you here to get a little bit creative with your movements. So instead of just cat-cow, you might take some side-to-side lateral stretching or just any kind of organic movement. I had a teacher when I briefly lived in Georgia who called it peanut butter pose, because you might imagine the action of stirring a jar of peanut butter with a spoon, so that thick, creamy peanut butter just kind of moving around in a way that feels nice Exploring where you might feel a little bit tight. Exploring which positions feel nice and breathing into them. So one more breath, stirring your peanut butter. And then come back to a neutral spine. With your inhale, curl your toes under, spread out through your fingertips. And then exhale, lift your hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. So take a moment here to walk it out, bending one knee at a time as the opposite heel presses down and back. Pedaling out through your feet. As you do so, you can bring a sway to your hips, left and right. Feeling the backs of the legs starting to open up and broaden. But keeping the arms strong, so keeping some firm pressure under the hands. Feeling the tricep muscles on the back of the arms rolling back. So there's a broadening through the upper back. Bring it to still for just a couple of breaths, and through the pressure underneath your hands, lift your hips even higher. Feel lengthened through the entire spine. And then inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward and walk, or if you're all ready, hop your feet up. When you get there, breathe in. Your hands can come to your shins. Take your chest forward. And then exhale, fold over your legs completely. Do that again. Deep inhale, hands to your shins, broaden your collarbones, lift your heart. And then exhale, release over your legs. Let the back of the neck relax. One more time. Deep breath in, take it forward. And then exhale, roll down over the legs. Stamp the feet down firmly. Inhale, draw your belly up and in as you rise to stand. Reach all the way up over your head. And then catch your left wrist with your right hand and pull up and over, so side bend. Let your hips slide over to the left a little bit and stamp down firmly through that left foot. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, side bend the opposite way, so over to your left. Stamp your right foot down, roll your left armpit forward, and then breathe in, reach both arms straight up. And then exhale, cactus your arms. Anchor your tailbone down towards your heels as you lift the heart. And then inhale, come back up, reach up, and exhale, fold down over your legs. With the breath in, take your heart forward and up. Hands could be on shins or the floor. Exhale, step the feet back into plank position. Good, so firm the thighs, lift your pubic bone towards your low ribs, and press the floor away strongly through your hands. Take another inhale. Exhale, pitch forward on your toes. Your knees may come down. Exhale, bend the elbows back, and come all the way down to the mat. Good, cactus your arms out onto the floor. Look at your right elbow and bring it slightly forward of your shoulder on the floor. So just by a little bit. Keep the elbow bent so you're still making about a 90-degree angle with your right arm. Take your left hand underneath your shoulder or closer to it and start to roll your body onto your right side. Bend your left knee so you're balanced on that knee and let your head rest down. So a brief stretch here for the front of the right chest and the front of the right shoulder. One more breath. Good, and then extend the left leg back, cactus the arms again. Look at your left elbow and bring it just half an inch to an inch higher than the shoulder on the floor. Slide your right hand in closer to the shoulder and press down into that hand to roll onto the left side of your body. Bend your right knee so the inner knee comes onto the floor. Let your head lay down. And then by pressing your right arm down and relaxing your left shoulder towards the floor, you're getting a good stretch to the front of the left chest and the left shoulder. One more breath. And then release your right arm back. This time, take your hands next to your ribs. Lift your shoulders away from the mat. Curl your toes under, firm your belly. And with your inhale, press up through plank or table, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. So feet about hip distance apart. Press the weight back towards your heels. Try to even lift all 10 toes off of the floor. So lift your toes, spread them. Feel that activate the front of your thighs. And then spread them out as they release down again. All right, guys. Step your left foot a little more midline. And inhale, lift your right leg up and back above you. Now bend your knee and let the front of the pelvis turn open to the right so the knee can lift higher. As you do it, squeeze your heel down towards your left sit bone, but pull the belly up and in so the low back does not overarch. So inhale, lift your knee high to the ceiling. Exhale, keep the knee bent, swing it forward and try to touch your nose with it. Good. Inhale, lift up and back. Keep the knee bent, same position. And then exhale, squeeze the knee towards your left elbow. Pause for a beat. Extend the right leg out to the left. Flex your feet. Press into your right arm. Inhale, lift the left arm. If it's too much to be in this Vashisthasana variation, lower your hip down to the floor. And we're all going to reach our left arm behind us. So open the chest wide. Roll the arm down, forward and up. So make a big circle a couple of times. One more breath. Lift the hips high. And next time the arm swings forward, take an inhale. And then exhale. Set your sit bones all the way down. Make a right angle with your legs. So you're turning towards the back corner of the mat. Inhale, lift both arms up, flex your feet. And exhale, take a fold down between your legs. As you breathe in, feel your heart reach forward. As you exhale, feel the tops of the thighs firm down into the bone. And feel the low belly come closer to the floor. And then breathe in, gather the belly up, lift both arms. Exhale, bend your right knee and bring the heel close to your pubic bone. With your breath in, slide your left arm down the left leg, reach the right arm up, and then exhale, lateral side bend down that left leg. Right arm can reach out past the toes, or you might even like to bend the elbow and put the hand behind your head, rotating the elbow up. Okay, with your inhale, come back up, lift up to sit, and then exhale, you're going to put your right hand down behind you, bend your left knee, and tuck the left foot back. So now you're in a stag position with your legs, two bent knees. Press into the shins and the knees, and inhale, lift your hips high as you lift your left arm to the ceiling. And then exhale, look forward, lower your hips. Place your left hand down towards the front of the mat. Extend your left leg back behind you. We're going to roll onto the ball of that left foot and lift the right knee up and into the chest. Inhale, and then exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Walk it out if you like. Maybe you take an exhale out through the mouth to release. Let's go on the other side. Step your right foot a little more midline. Inhale, take your left leg up and back, nice and high. Exhale, bend the knee, let the pelvis rotate to the left a bit. Squeeze the heel down towards the right sit bone. Pull the belly up and in so the low back is not compromised. Breathe in, lift your knee high. Exhale, swing it forward. Squeeze the thigh to your chest as the knee comes to the nose. And then inhale, take it up and back. Try keeping it bent. And then exhale, squeeze the knee towards the right arm as high as you can get it. And then step that foot over, left foot over to the right. Spin to the inner edge of your right foot. Inhale, press into your left arm, lift your right arm high. Remember, you could set your hips down on the floor if needed. Take your top arm, reach it behind you. Reach it down, forward and up. So make a big circle with the arm, further opening the front of the chest. One more time. And then inhale, reaching straight up. Exhale, come down onto your sit bones. You're facing the back corner of the mat. Legs in a right angle. Inhale, take two arms up, flex your feet. And then exhale, reach forward. Feel the spine lengthen forward from the pelvis and bring your hands to the floor. So maybe you get low, maybe you don't. Feel the sternum reach forward away from the pubic bone. Feel your thighs firm down. Doesn't matter how far you get, we're eliciting a stretch, that's all. Now breathe in and lift both arms back up. Exhale, you're going to bend your left knee, bringing the heel close to the pubic bone on the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm. Exhale, your right arm slides down your right leg, side stretch. If you did so on the other side, bend the left elbow, put the hand behind the head, and then press the head back into the hand and rotate the elbow up. And then breathe in and rise back up, lifting your left arm. Exhale, place it down behind you. As you do, bend your right knee and find that stag position with the legs. Breathe in, press down through your shins and your knees, and your left hand, reach the right arm up. Lift the hips up and forward. And then exhale, lower the hips down, bring the right hand to the top of the mat. Extend your right leg back, start to curl the toes under. Bring your left knee in and up to your chest, and then step back downward facing dog. Walk it out. Take an exhale through your mouth if needed. And now we're going to take that sequence one breath per movement, so you get to flow with it, all right? So left foot can come a little more central. Here we go. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back, press through the heel, and then exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Breathe in, lift the knee high, press down through your hands, and then exhale, round the back, knee to your nose, forward. Inhale, keep the knee bent, lift it, extend it, and then exhale, knee to your left arm, squeeze. Extend the right leg over to the left. Inhale, lift your left arm and your hips, and then take a couple of those circles, holding. Remember, your hips could be on the floor for this part too. Breathe in as the arm circles around and up. Exhale, sit down onto the sit bones, right angle with the legs to the back. Inhale, lift 2 arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Just one breath. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend the right knee, heel towards the pubic bone. Breathe in, lift the right arm. Exhale, take your side bend. Inhale, come back up. Right hand goes behind you, bend your left knee, stag position. Inhale, lifts the hips and the right arm. Exhale, lower the hips and the arm. Turn forward, square the shoulders forward, extend the left leg back, curl the toes under, squeeze your right knee up and in, and then step back, downward facing dog. Good work. Next side, right foot into the center a little bit. Inhale, left leg up and back, and then bend the knee. Feel the belly draw up and in, lift the knee, inhale. Exhale, knee squares forward, try to touch your nose with it. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, get as high on the right arm as you can. Before you extend the left leg over to the right, breathe in that falling star position. And then take a couple of breaths, rotating your right arm in a big circle, finding stretch. Inhale, lift the arm again. Exhale, come down to your sit bones. Turn towards the back of the mat. Breathe in, flex your feet, lift 2 arms. Exhale, fold down between your legs. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, left knee bends. Heel close to the pubic bone. And then breathe in and slide the right arm down the right leg. Left arm goes high. And then exhale, come out of it. Place the right hand behind you, bend the left knee. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your right arm. Exhale, take your hips back down, square forward. Extend the right leg back, curl toes under, squeeze the left knee up and in your plank position, and then step back, downward facing dog. Good work. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh the breath out of the mouth. All right. Taking it a little higher off of the ground now. Inhale, take your right leg up and back. Keep it straight this time. And then exhale, squeeze your knee in towards your nose. Inhale, lift the leg up and back. Exhale, step all the way through between your hands. Use your hand to walk the ankle forward if it didn't make it to the hands. Spin your back heel down, cartwheel up, warrior two position. Good, front knee tracking your second toe. Extend through your arms, but relax your shoulders. Now inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach your arms up and catch your right wrist with your left hand. Now keep your hip points, the front of the pelvis. You have two bones. You can even put your hands there for a moment. Those are called your hip points in yoga. And we want these to remain parallel to the floor. We don't want one to drop down towards the floor. In this case, it would be your right one. So keep that right hip point lifted as you catch your right wrist, and inhale, pull up out of your pelvis with your waist and lean back, but keep the pelvis neutral. And then exhale, triangle pose. So now, let your right hip point dip down towards the floor as the left one lifts. Let it dip, let it dip. Right hand comes down to your shin, left arm lifts straight up. Triangle pose. Keep the back thigh firm. Make sure there's a micro bend in your front knee. Feel the shin lifting up towards the hand. And rotate up towards the ceiling from your chest. Take another deep inhale like that. And then exhale, look down to the floor. Now this top hand can stay up for more challenge or bring it down to your hip. Bend your right knee quite a bit. And here's a nice place to have your block. We're coming to half moon. So if you want your block underneath your right hand, now's the time to grab it. We're going to slide our fingertips or the block forward at the pinky toe side of the right foot as we step onto it and lift the left leg up parallel to the floor. Now the front of the pelvis is turning towards the left a bit, but the right knee is still spinning forward. Draw in from your belly, extend through your legs, extend that top arm up if you wish. Take a breath in like that. Take up more space with your limbs. Now listen carefully. Exhale. Bend both knees. Square your hips towards the floor and tuck your left knee behind your right knee. Swing your left arm under your chest and around and try to tap your right shoulder blade behind you. Draw in from your belly. Spot the floor with your eyes. Inhale. Open up into half moon again. And then exhale, draw in from your belly, swing around, squaring shoulders down to the floor. Find the tap with the fingers. One more time, inhale, opening up. And exhale, turn and tap. Hold it there. Feel your inner thighs squeeze together. Maybe your hands could come to prayer or even to airplane, guys. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, hands down. Hey, if you have a half crow exit, you could totally do that. If you're interested in trying a little bit, plant your hands down, look forward, bend your elbows, put your right knee up onto your upper arm. Draw in from your belly, lean forward, maybe your right toes lift, maybe your left leg extends for a moment. Step back. Here's a vinyasa if you want it, guys. You lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good work. Recover the breath a little bit here before we move on to the next side. We're laying down the pieces of the flow, and we'll have an opportunity to assign one breath per movement in just a moment. All right, left side. Inhale, left leg lifts up and back. Keep it straight. Exhale, squeeze your knee towards your nose. Inhale, lift the leg again, send it up. Exhale, step all the way through. We're coming warrior two. Spin the back heel down, cartwheel up, warrior two. Spend a breath or two there. Spread out through your feet. Bend generously through your left knee. And then hip points, feeling level with the floor. Straight into the front leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Catch the left wrist and pull up and back with a level pelvis for now. And then exhale, come up through center and let your left hip point tip down. Let the front of the pelvis turn down a little bit. Left hand comes to your shin. And then from your belly button up, rotate your chest back up to the ceiling. Soften your top ribs, your right ribs down towards your left ribs. And feel the space of your left armpit extend forward as the left hip cuts back. Okay, breathe in here like that, extending through the arms. And then exhale that transition to half moon. So top hand could come to the hip or stay lifted. Bend your front knee, look forward. Use your block if you have it. Slide your hand or block forward of the pinky toe side of the foot. Lift right leg up, parallel to the floor. Flex the foot. Draw strongly in at your center. Feel the low belly drop up and in, the tailbone lengthen towards your back heel. When you feel steady, top arm can lift. And then you know we're going to play around with this. Remember, take an inhale and radiate out through your limbs. And then exhale, look to the ground. Now let your pelvis square down, your shoulders too. Bend your right knee, tuck it behind your bent left knee. Take your right hand and tap your left shoulder blade. So wrap yourself up. And then inhale, open it up, keep your eyes on the floor. And then exhale, turn forward and tap, squeezing inner thighs together. One more time, inhale, opening up. And exhale, turn down and tap. Now hold there and remember your options. Inner thighs squeeze together, hands could come to your heart. You could fly them out in an airplane, feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together. Hands could come down, and if you're really feeling playful today, finding half of a crow. So it's your left knee that's going to come up on top of that left arm as best you can. Look forward, start to squeeze. Maybe the foot leaves a little bit. Maybe the right leg lifts. Step back. It's a challenging one, guys. Sometimes it's fun to try. Be safe though. Be safe if you're at home. You can always put your blanket out in front of you as a little insurance. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh through your mouth. All right, trying that sequence. One breath per movement, finding our flow, our hip opening flow here. With your inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose one time, round your back. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, step all the way through. Back heel spins down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Lift the arms and inhale. Find that sky archer. Tilt back. Exhale into your triangle pose. Breathe in triangle, lifting through the top arm. Chest rotates up. Exhale, look to the floor, bend the knee. Inhale, step forward for your half moon. Exhale, turn your chest in front of the pelvis down, bend both knees and round. Inhale, open up 3 times total. Exhale, round and squeeze in. One more, inhale, and exhale, squeeze. Choosing the exit you want, take a moment or two to find a little bit of balance somewhere, and then step back, vinyasa in between if you would like to, or no, you could go right to downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Feeling that sense of stir craziness and that anxiety that might be associated with it kind of dissipating as you move and you work your body. Left side, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, knee to your nose once. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, step all the way through. Back heel spins down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten front leg. Both arms lift, catch left wrist. Inhale, pull up and back, sky archer. Exhale, triangle pose. Breathe in, rotate the chest up. Find your strong footing. Exhale, look down. Hand can come to the hip. Bend front knee, step forward. Half moon pose, balance on your left leg. Breathe in as you pull in from center, lift out through your limbs. Exhale, bend both knees. Right knee hides behind left. Right hand touches left shoulder blade. Inhale, open up, half moon. Exhale, squeeze the thighs together. One more time, inhale, open up. And exhale, squeeze. Taking a moment to challenge your balance, hands lift to your heart. Maybe they go to airplane. Maybe you play with that crazy half crow again. And then take it back. Vinyasa if you want. Maybe down dog. Straight to down dog if you like to. Smooth out the breath. Feel the beating of your heart. Feel the blood pumping in the body. All right, with your inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and jump or walk. Breathe in, take your heart forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Now heel toe your feet, hip distance apart. And we're going to yogi toe lock our big toes. So bend your knees as much as you need to get your belly to connect to your thighs. So maybe it's a lot, or maybe it's a little bit. But close that connection, belly close to thighs. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Feel the feet kind of press away from each other on the mat. So you activate your legs. Inhale, take your heart forward. And then exhale, fold in. Elbows bend open to the sides. Let your head relax down. Now each exhale you take, feel the fronts of the thighs firm a little more as your feet stamp down into the floor. Engage your bandhas so you feel your pelvic floor, that space between the genitals and the anus, lifting into the body. And the space slightly below the navel and in towards the center of your body, flying upward as well. Those are the energy locks, the bandhas. Fly them up to protect your back as you stretch over your legs. Take one more breath like that. Keep your hands as they are. Inhale, think cobra pose in your back, lift forward. Exhale, release your hands up to your hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, elbows point up. And then inhale, feel the hip points lift up. Tuck the pelvis under, stand tall. Exhale. Good work. Okay, feet are hip distance on the floor. Keep them that way. Stand tall, take an extra breath here. Keeping the feet hip distance, we're going to take chair pose, keeping our knees in line with our ankles. So don't let your knees come to touch each other. With your inhale, take chair pose. Pull the belly up and in. Let the sit bones go down and back. Take an inhale again. And then exhale, pour the weight over to your right foot and step your left foot back. In one big step or a few, find a runner's lunge. High lunge, inhale, take your arms up. And then exhale, sweep your arms down and back. Squeeze and pinch the shoulder blades together as you keep that back thigh really firm. Do it again. Breathe in and rise up to high lunge. Squeeze your feet together on the floor. And then exhale, sweep the arms down and forward as your chest goes parallel to the mat. One more time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sweep down. So hold it there. Feel the belly pull away from the thighs. Bend your back knee, and with an inhale, launch forward, warrior three. See if you can let the outer left hip soften down towards the floor. Whoop! As you stay firm through your standing leg. So we're trying to square the pelvis. One more breath, reach the crown of the head forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, exit through your high lunge. Breathe in, take your arms up. Now exhale, spin the back heel down to the mat and clasp your hands behind your back. So you have warrior one legs. Back foot is now flat on the floor, whereas it was not just a moment ago. Pull the knuckles down towards the back heel. As you inhale and you lift your heart, front knee stays bent. And then exhale, humble warrior. Bow forward. Lift your knuckles as the crown of the head relaxes down. Couple of breaths like that. Make sure your right knee is tracking your toes. And feel your right sit bone moving in under your body. Move it to the left side of the mat. Good. Take a breath in like that. Exhale, we're going to let our hands release down to the floor here. And we're going to make a move towards the back of the mat. So as you start to straighten your front leg, spin your back toes open, flex your front toes, and sit down into half of a squat, or it gets called flying monkey, or I believe Skandasana as well. Okay guys, you can be here and enjoy the stretch. By the way, if being this deep does not work for you, hands can be on the floor, hips can be lifted up at the level of your shoulders. That right foot could be down on the mat for more stability too. So what works in your body? You can even have your block underneath your hands if the groin is particularly tight. This left heel could be lifted up to accommodate for a limited amount of flexion in that foot. Okay, so from here, you can stay or you can move with it. So find those upward energy locks, the bandhas, lifting the energy up and in from the bowl of the pelvis and the low belly. And then we're going to switch the legs, so keeping it low and coming to the other side. So maybe you're as low as me, my legs are kind of forgiving in this posture, or maybe you're up a little bit higher, finding the movement. Do make sure that the knee that is bending is tracking the toes. And then get creative if you like with your arms, so reaching the arms one way in the direction of the straight leg, and then swimming them across and reaching the other. So back and forth, moving the body, finding this flow, getting rid of those feelings of being stuck, being stir crazy, being limited. All right, and then we're going to take it towards the front of the mat again. So coming forward, plant your hands, pop your back heel up, step back, down dog, or of course, if you like, take a vinyasa. I'm going to breathe. One more breath like that. So we have to come up towards the top of the mat first. With your inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, jump or walk. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold down. I have my feet a little bit apart. Separate your feet, hip distance. Inhale, rise up to stand, reach both arms up. And then exhale, sit down, chair pose. A little bit of a wider stance, give yourself a wide base. Pull the belly up and in, pour the weight over to the left foot, and with an inhale, step back with the right. Lift both arms, high lunge, squeeze sit bones together in your body, and then exhale, sweep the chest down, the arms move down, and then back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Breathe in, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, reach down, and then back. Shoulders lift from the floor. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good. With an inhale, bend into the back knee a bit. Exhale, step forward to your warrior three. So whether it takes one big step or a few hops. And then do your best to let the outer right hip release towards the floor so the pelvis feels squaring down. Those hip points that are facing the floor now are equidistant from the floor up to the hip point. So right hip point as low as the left. And then lift the shoulders away from the mat. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, step back, landing in your high lunge. Sweep the arms up. As you exhale, spin the back heel down. Interlace your fingers behind the back. Okay, warrior one stance. Breathe in, reach your knuckles down, lift your heart, and then exhale, fold, humble bow. Lift the knuckles as the head relaxes down. And what will often happen is on this side, the left glute, the left booty kind of pops out towards the left. So can you keep that front leg in warrior one leg and feel the left sit bone draw under you? As the inner knee on the left leg presses open towards the pinky toe, and the knuckles lift as head relaxes, back leg strong and stable. One more breath. And then that transition, lower your hands down and start to move towards the back of the mat. Turn your right toes out, bend the knee, and maybe you're up higher, maybe your hands are on blocks, or maybe you sink it a little bit lower for Skandasana. Remember that you can be here, or you can start to find that side-to-side movement, the flow. So with an inhale, pull up from the bandhas, lift up, and then exhale, go the other way. And if you want to add your arms, kind of swimming across the body. You might think of a skater, like an inline skater, or maybe like a hula dancer is more your style. Okay, what kind of flowing movement do you connect to? And then we're going to take it towards the front of the mat. Find your runner's lunge. Inhale, step back, plank position. And there's your vinyasa if you want to take it. Or you can go right back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, open the mouth. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend knees, pull the belly in and jump or walk. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach all the way up. Exhale, take your hands to your heart. Good, guys. We're going to flow through it. Now that we learned that last sequence on our feet, we're going to flow through it once, assigning one breath per movement. So recover your breath. Feel the heartbeat start to be regulated as you heel toe your feet hip distance apart. All right, here we go. With your inhale, bend your knees, lift your arms, chair pose. Exhale, left foot steps back. Inhale, high lunge, lift your heart. Exhale, squeeze your feet together as your arms go down and then sweep back. 3 times total. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take it down for 2. Inhale, take it up. Feel your inner thighs want to scissor together. Exhale, take it down. That's 3. Inhale, bend the back knee. Prepare. Exhale, stand onto your right leg, warrior 3. Breathe in, step back, high lunge, lift your arms, spin the back heel down. Exhale, interlace your hands behind you. Breathe in, lift the heart up, keep the back leg firm. Exhale, humble bow, lift your knuckles, relax your head. Breathe in, take the hands down, shift to Skandasana, bending your left knee, flex the right toes up. And then a couple of times back and forth with your breath. Maybe your hands stay on the floor. Take it forward to the front, place your hands down. Inhale, step back, plank. There's your vinyasa or your down dog. When you get to your dog, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it flow out of the mouth. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, jump or walk. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach all the way up. Left side, here we come. Exhale, hands to your heart. Heel toe your feet, hip distance apart. You got this. Bend into your knees. Inhale, chair pose with feet hip distance. Exhale, step back with your right foot. Find your high lunge. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep the arms down and back. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Runner's lunge legs. Inhale, up, high lunge. Exhale, runner's lunge. One more time. Breathe in, high lunge. Pull the low ribs in. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, bend the back knee. Exhale, step onto your left leg. Firm the right thigh, lift the heart. Breathe in, take it back to high lunge, reach the arms up. Exhale, spin the back heel down, interlace your fingers at your sacrum. Breathe in, left knee stays bent, lift your heart. Exhale, humble bow. Squeeze left sit bone underneath you. Release your hands towards the floor. Make your way towards the back of the mat. Make sure you turn your right toes open. Skandasana. And then find the flow. Back and forth. Once or twice. And then we come to the front of the mat. Plant both hands. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. Spread the collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good work, guys. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, send your hips up and back. All right, we're going to come down to seated. So if you have a practice where you jump through, you can jump through. You can lower your knees and make your way there. So inhale, lifting heels. Exhale, bending knees, look forward. Either shooting the legs through or working towards that with a little bit of crawl. All right, from there, bend your knees, put your feet hip distance apart on the floor. Feel the feet stamp down. Reach forward towards the top of the mat. Plug your arms back into their sockets. Keep your feet connecting. Take an inhale. And then squeeze your sit bones together. Tuck your tail under and make a C curve with your spine. And lower down nice and slow. Slow as you can go. I have a knot in my shirt today. So I'm going to take that out. If you happen to have any kind of tie or anything like that in the back of your shirt, go ahead and take that out so you have a flat surface. Now, bridge pose. Feet flat on the floor, hip distance apart. Feet parallel to one another. Heels coming closer to the sit bones. Plant the hands down, press into your heels, and with your inhale, lead with the pubic bone and feel the hips raise up. Feel the tailbone reach towards the back of the knees. Feel the inner groins release down to the floor as the tailbone lifts up. Take an inhale like that. And then exhale, keep the tail reaching up as you lower down through one vertebra at a time. And this will cause a hollowing of the front of the belly as the very low back is the very last to come down. So do this a few times. Press into your feet. Inhale, lead with the pubic bone and lift up. If you want to add the arms, bring them up and overhead. And then exhale, lag the pubic bone and roll down through one vertebrae at a time. See if the top of the low back can lower before the low back. Inhale, lift the hips, reach up. And then exhale, articulating each vertebrae down into the floor. Each of those 5 vertebrae of the low back, particularly separated if you can. It's hard to do. One more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower down. Good work. Keep your hands there. Walk your feet back if they've scooted forward. And inhale, lift one more time for a hold. You can either grab the outer edges of your mat and pull the mat with your hands down like you're trying to stretch the mat forward as you lift your hips. Or rock to the outer edges of the shoulders and interlace your fingers underneath you. Ground the upper arms down to lift the chest. Stay active through your legs. Press down through the feet, especially the inner edges. Keep space in the front of the throat. One more breath in. And exhale. Release the arms. Lift the heels even so you can really articulate each vertebrae. One at a time. Slow you go. Good work, guys. Separate your feet as wide as the mat, flex them gently, and then rock your knees to one side and then the other. Windshield wipe, side to side, side to side. One more. All right, lift the knees to center. Heel toe the feet back underneath you. Plant the hands down flat next to you. So we are going to take a shoulder stand from here. So a few things you can do. If you have any injury in your neck, you'll either take a partial shoulder stand or legs up the wall, okay? So let me show you the partial. Likewise, to removing the knot out of the back of my shirt, I'm removing the rubber band for my hair. So no disturbance, no weird bumpiness anywhere in the back of your body. Okay, so for that half shoulder stand, feel the shoulder blades flatten against the mat. They come a little closer together. You're going to lift your legs up, bend the knees, and rock up and catch the back of your hips with your hands. So you're on the backs of the elbows. The legs are staying very active and straight. Feel the inner thighs hug together, but you'll notice that I'm in more of a pike position, right? Don't move your head like I just did. You want to definitely be careful to only look up. But in this version, more weight is on the back of the arm. So if it is safe for you to do so, you can rock up and take it to a plow first. So take your legs all the way up and overhead. And then take a moment to perform the same action you did in bridge pose by kind of rocking a little bit side to side to bring your shoulder blades closer together on your back. It can even be helpful to interlace your hands to find it if that's available to you. That brings your elbows closer. Take your hands onto your back, a little more mid-back, the back of the pelvis, and then we'll lift the legs straight up. So if you are in a full shoulder stand like me, super important not to move your head. Equally as important to keep the legs very active, that sense of hugging in from the inner thighs and lifting up through the inner leg, all the way up through the inner ankle. You can flex your feet or point your feet. They get called Barbie feet. And then keep the legs lifting. Take your attention back to your throat. Make sure you have space. Some teachers cue to feel like you have a grapefruit between your chin and your chest. And if needed, you can always walk your hands further down the back, which in this case is towards your shoulder blades. Okay, take a couple more breaths. We want to be here for at least 8 to 10 if we can. And then to exit, if you have a plow practice, lower the legs over. If you're in that half shoulder stand, lower down to your back, hug your knees in towards your chest. And give it a moment. If you have a plow practice, be there for a couple breaths. And then if you are in plow, release the hands. You can catch your back, bend your knees so that you are rounding your back as you come down. Slow and controlled, rounding down. Good work, guys. Rock your knees side to side. Okay. Fish pose must come after shoulder stand to release the neck from that extreme flexion. We want to extend the vertebrae of our cervical spine. So you're going to take your legs forward. First, put your feet down. Lift your hips and slide your hands underneath the top of the buttocks, palms face down, so there's support. And then extend the legs, zip them up as if they were one leg. You can reach through a floint or a point, and then press down into your elbows, feel the middle of your chest lift. Walk the elbows closer together, feel the heart lift more, and then come to balance on the crown of the head. So you are looking back behind you. Ground through your elbows, lift through your heart. Keep lifting the middle of the shoulder blades. Feel them press up and in towards the back of the heart to open this area. So you create this scaffolding for the head to float back and the cervical spine to kind of flow back as if your neck and your head were a waterfall. Releasing back behind you. Take one more breath like that. Take an inhale, guys. And let's do this. You're going to open your mouth and roar the breath out. Stick out your tongue. It's called lion's breath. Do it 2 more times. Inhale. One more time. Really let it go. Good. And then release your elbows apart. Slide your head down and back. Release your hands. Feels good. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Rock them side to side. All right, taking a twist here. So set your feet down on the mat as if you're going to come to bridge again. Press into your feet. Lift your hips up just by an inch. Scoot them over to the left by a lot and put them down. And you feel crooked. Now your hips are more left than your feet or your shoulders. Lift your knees up and into your chest. If you want more stretch on the outside of this left hip, you can cross your left knee over your right. And we're going to let the legs relax down to the right side, so finding a twist. You might like to take your left arm into cactus pose or reach it straight out from its shoulder joint. If crossing that leg is too much on the hips, or if it causes discomfort or instability in your sacral area there, then knees next to each other instead. Or if you have your block handy, mine's not very handy, but putting the block between the knees can increase the stability for the sacrum, for the low back, if that is a problem area for you. So take a couple more breaths in your twist. Feel your body soften. Let the breath flow naturally. And then with an inhale, take your legs back up to center. Uncross them if they're crossed. Put your feet down and straighten your hips out in line with your feet and your shoulders. And let's prepare for the next side. So pressing into the feet, lift the hips, let them move to the right. Lift the feet off the floor, cross right knee over left knee if that's what you're doing here. And then let the knees relax to the left. Your left hand can be on the knees as a gentle weight, or you can release the arm open. And then the right arm in cactus, or a straight arm reaching away with the palm facing up. And let the body soften. Feel the weight of your skeleton release towards the floor. Hopefully feeling like you have unwinded a little bit of that stir craziness. Hopefully feeling like in this pose you're wringing out any of those last frustrations or anxieties. One more breath, please. And then with an inhale, draw in at your belly, protecting your low back as you come out of it. Once you're straightened out again, hug your knees into your chest. And let's take a happy baby pose. So flex your feet, grab for the outer edges of the feet or the ankles. You may rock side to side. Find some freedom in the movement. So rocking, maybe as you rock to one side, that leg straightens and the toes reach for the floor. You rock the other way and the other leg does the same. Maybe you find center and extend with two straight legs. Maybe even take your hands, if you have the flexibility, towards the top of the heels and pull your flexed feet down. Remembering to stay heavy at the sacrum end of the spine. Shoulders relaxed away from your ears. And then bend the knees. All right, one last thing. Roll your shoulder blades off of the mat. Wrap your arms around your shins. Compress your belly by squeezing your thighs together and in towards the belly. Lift your nose up past your knees. Give yourself a big hug. Take a deep breath in. Feel the belly expand against your thighs. And then exhale, release down. For your well-deserved final rest, Shavasana pose. Make some space between your legs. Make some space between the torso and the arms. Space between the ears and the shoulders. Move them down and away. Space inside of the mouth. Release the bottom row of teeth away from the top row. Space between the eyebrows, let them soften and widen apart. Space between the eyelids and the eyeballs, let the eyeballs sink back into the sockets. And feel the mind itself grow more spacious. So when you feel stir crazy, maybe you feel like somebody took your snow globe of a brain and shook it up. And all that glitter, all that snow is just everywhere, bouncing around, making everything feel fuzzy, unclear, and scattered. Just feeling that stir-crazy feeling. But now as your body rests and you release into the earth, feel and visualize the snow within the globe now settling down back towards the base. Gently, from the pull of gravity, finding the floor. And our thoughts, similar to the snow in the globe, start to rest. They start to become more spacious, more quiet. The mind reflecting the clearness of the still globe. Yogis, if you have the time for it, I invite you to stay here, resting in Shavasana for as long as you need. I am thankful that you practiced with me today. I hope that if you did feel a little bit of that stir craziness, that cabin fever that we're all experiencing, I hope that it feels slightly more settled in this moment. And may we all continue to be patient with ourselves, accepting all of these different feelings that we're going through, not pushing them away. Maybe working with them through our yoga practice. I love you all. Namaste.